Okay, good morning everyone. This is Rudra again here. Okay, so what are we talking today? We are talking today about the three best email sequences you really need in 2026. So, what are the three email sequences you need in 2026 for your ecom are here. The first is upsell based. If you don't know what a upsell is, first of all, let me clear. Upsell is something where you are taking this customer who is buying a low ticket offer, and then you are at the back end of the funnel, you are selling something for much more higher ticket. For example, if you're selling a supplement bottle for just say $50, then at the back end you're selling for like a package you're selling of $150 or $100, something like that, right? So there's a ascension, you are ascending them towards buying more or buying based upon the quantity, right? This is what we call a upsell. Generally in terms of supplement ecom, the same thing happens, but offer and script kind of changes. Okay, so the first email sequences we really need to know about is called the upsell based, where we are pushing them to tell that this particular upsell that they are missing out is really the one time offer we are putting as a customer, sorry, as a marketer. So they have to know the importance of that particular upsell, and that's why upsell based email sequences are really very rare in 2026 for your e-commerce. But if you can do this particular thing, just like upsell based email sequences, you can literally 10x your AOV for the next month or the next quarter. But people don't do this. I don't know why. I mean, like, yeah, it needs a quite a split testing on your Klaviyo or whatever email software you're using, but once it works like charm. So keep this particular thing in mind to have a upsell based email sequences that has a good amount of script. If you want the whole script like I have mentioned here, just let me know in the comments. Okay, now talking about the soap opera sequence, this was actually mentioned by one of my mentor, Russell Brunson, in his book called The .com Secrets. If you don't know what the .com secret is, it's a really great book. It talks about traffic, a lot of marketing stuff. But in a crux, the soap opera sequence was actually inspired from this particular show that was happening on soap opera. Like, I don't know the whole history, but the crux is that soap opera, whenever the episode was launching on television, it would always end with a hook at the very end of the episode timeline, right? So that's kind of similar we are doing that. Every particular email we are pushing out, we are making sure that we are telling a simple story about how either you yourself as a marketer, company owner, or your clients have achieved certain result in a story format, right? So getting my point, that we are telling them this particular story, but we are ending that story with a much more intrigue or hook point, which opens the loop for the another email. This keeps retention higher, and I get it requires a lot of campaign and a lot of stuff to do, because it's really a bit complex in nature as compared to upsell based email sequence. Soap opera requires a bit amount of time because you have to craft the story, you have to make the hook test and a lot of stuff. But if this works really good for retention and having a stronger bond with your customers. Lastly, we have Seinfeld slash broadcasting mails. These are actually, how can put, these are basically the email sequences which you publish regularly. These can be called as newsletters, but certainly not a newsletter, because what we are doing in a Seinfeld, we are putting out a lot of stuff, like we are saying that why I started a company, like your origin story, your epiphany bridge, and a lot of other story based things. But at the same time, we're also embedding our new product into the particular email sequences, right? So we are broadcasting to our, just say, previous client or customer that we have launched or we have got an award or something like achievement, or not even achievement, just launching a product or just launching an offer, and they can claim it, but you're wrapping it with a story. And that's how you make the best email sequences in 2026. Follow these three. Now getting into the depth part. Okay, so talking about the upsell based, this email sequences, this email sequence type, where we are mostly emphasizing on two crucial aspects of the copy, but this only applies if they haven't taken an upsell, obviously. So the general script goes like this: your order of XYZ, the core product, is being placed, but we notice that you have been missing out on the particular upsell. Like, you can insert the upsell, our this particular upsell was recently reviewed and got 4.8 from 1,000 reviews. We sell for $999, but we are selling for, just say, $99. So, right, this is the basic script. Like, we are telling them this is our the top tier product you really need with this previous core product, but we used to sell for, just say, $100. Now we are selling for $70 or $60. So this is a basic upsell script. Now coming to the soap opera. The soap opera actually, as I mentioned earlier, was mentioned by Russell Brunson, one of my mentor, but he explains that once you bait the ICP, like your ideal customer profile, in your lead magnet, then soap opera is there to pitch them and hook them for reading more other emails that you're gonna send. This actually happens or takes place with a story. So you really need a good amount of storytelling for soap opera. That is what soap opera is. Okay, but it has a great benefit that hooking and making them retain longer can actually increase the rapport between you as a brand owner as well as the consumer, right? Lastly, the Seinfeld and broadcasting. This was also actually mentioned in .com secrets. Anyway, simply put, these mail sequences can be used for general broadcasting or what your next product launch may be. That your offer product has received the best award or something like that. Or heck, even I've seen people using to reactivate, drop their older customers from making them interested again. So that's it. These are the 3 email sequences you will need. I know it's a very short video, but honestly there's nothing more. These are simple things, but people don't want to do simple things because which is easy to do, which is very much easy to do, like a single step or single email sequence. It's also easy not to do. It just depends upon your discipline and your integrity and your virtues. And that's it for today. This is Ruth. See you in another video. Ta-da.